We are set to go just moments away here in Hamden, Connecticut. And the Bobcats will defend the goal to our right in this opening period. Phil, in their camouflage jerseys. Not a favorite of the broadcasters, but do our best to.
Appropriate, though, for the weekend,
Absolutely.
Veterans Day weekend. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, and then obviously the kind of the civic holiday on Monday the 12th. But, yes, it's certainly fitting for tonight. We'll make it through the evening. Not a worry. Rick Bennett, meanwhile, the head coach for Union, the Dutchman, has taken his team a few years ago to a national championship. Hard-nosed, old-school guy, from Springfield, Massachusetts, a bit of a taskmaster, has been very successful in building this program to a national power.
Yes.
And meanwhile, Rand Pecknold talk about building a program literally from scratch, taking it to Division I. Rand Pecknold picked up career win number 492 last night. And there are the Bobcats getting ready, trying to make it a sweep this weekend after losing last Saturday to Dartmouth on the road. They were victorious last night. Union, an overtime loss yesterday in Princeton. They battled back a couple of times in that game, and they ended up losing 4-3 to Princeton, ranked number 18 in the country, as we see Keith Petruzzelli, after Andrew Shortridge made the start yesterday. Petruzzelli back between the pipes tonight for the Bobcats. He has established himself as the clear number one, 5-1 with a 2.17 goals against. Darian Hansen, the sophomore, will get the call tonight for Union, and we're underway.
All right, Capoletto for Union sends it deep into the Quinnipiac zone. And back forward is Shiplow. There's a shot deflected in front, ends up along the near boards. Now back behind the goal, Prisky chasing for it. And they send it this way now. Bobcats are able to chip it out of the zone. Lead pass at center. Got it, Davidson. Now the Dutchman send it back out to center, Chuksta. And Prisky sends it in as the Bobcats make changes. A weird bounce. And they're able to clear it along the far boards. Just underway from Quinnipiac. Bobcats and the Dutchman. Play at center ice, Alex Whalen for the Bobcats, sending it in. Along the near boards. Back pass trying to hit Rafferty at the left point. Pops up in the air, and here comes Parker Fu. But Rafferty was able to beat him to the puck and send it into the Union zone. That was Sean Harrison for Union. It's tied up along the near boards. Now sent back behind the goal. Rafferty after it. And the Bobcats are able to clear the zone. Now a bouncing puck. And a shot there by O'Connor was off the mark. Now Tufto. Deliberatory for Tufto. Centering pass. Tried to hit Craig Martin. I think I may have called the wrong player. It was Craig Martin who had the opportunity. Then Tufto tried to feed him in front. And Union clears it down. Brogan Rafferty. Starts out for Quinnipiac to Odin Tufto. Now on right wing. Deliberatory in deep. Back behind the goal. Oars controlled by Michael Ryan. Now sent back in deep the other way. Bobcats doing a good job here on the forecheck. Loose behind the goal. Now along the boards, they're able to clear the zone, and a chance for the Dutchman to send it in. It's handled easily by Petruzzelli. Now Bongiovanni. His lead pass off the mark. Sent back in deep. Loose along the near boards. Team's going through a filling out process here, Phil, but getting pucks deep.
Yeah, they certainly are, and we've been 2 minutes and 40 seconds in without a stoppage in play. Both teams going back and forth.
And back comes Luke Shiplow. Now a shot to save. Good stop by Hansen. First good opportunity for the Bobcats.
That was Winslow, picked up his first career goal last night. Nice shot there between the circles.
Polius goes right point to Estes. His shot tipped in front. Petruzzelli, they say rebound. Petruzzelli another stop, and the play is called.
Oh, two tough saves there on the part of Keith Petruzzelli, the bouncer that came in from the right wing. A nice left leg pad save, and then a rebound opportunity out in front as we take a look at some early action here by the Dutchman. You can see Estes from the right point sending that one in. Came out in front, and then the rebound put in on goal by number 13, Zachary Emelifone, the 6'2 junior from Kingston, Ontario. Emelifone, don't try to spell it, because it
and he scored right off the faceoff, Phil, of offensive zone win, and then Ryan Walker, wrist shot, he really just fired it past Petrozelli, and with 16:48 to go in the first period, Union strikes first to take a 1-0 lead.
Well, it shows you how important it is to win the draw. Nice little play there. It came right to Walker at the edge of the circle. The captain, senior Cole Meyer, good face-off win from Pequannock, New Jersey. Dropped down to a knee and got it right to Walker, who picks up the goal. And for Ryan Walker, that's his 4th goal of the season, his 11th-point early lead here for the Dutchman.
Face-off won by Quinnipiac. And now it's sent back out to center. Rafferty battling for it. Davidson sends it in. And Hansen let it go. Now loose along the near boards. Cleared but not out. Kept back in by Davidson. Now back behind the goal was Estes. And back comes Cole Meyer. 2-on-1. Meyer shoots. Saved by Petrozelli. Rebound is kicked away. Another great chance by Union. They've started strongly. Back in the Union zone, the Bobcats looking to tie things up. They gave up an odd man rush there, already down a goal, but Petrozelli made a key stop. This is Coleus. Lead pass. Now back behind the goal. And controlled by the Bobcats. Was DeYoung, the freshman. Now a giveaway. Snapshot saved by Petrozelli, and he holds on as the Dutchman fell off to a great start.
Yeah, they're flying after that loss in New Jersey last night. They had to come from behind a couple of times. We talked about that. So Rick Bennett has his boys going here pretty early in this one. We saw Jack Adams with a good look coming down the left wing circle. He's got good hands. Nice shot there on Petrozelli, who was able to smother that and hang on.
All right, face off to Petrozelli's right, controlled by Quinnipiac. Now up to center, DeYoung for Quinnipiac, sends it in deep and goes in after it. Actually, that was Falstrom. And the Dutchman able to skate it out. Now they flip it into the Quinnipiac zone, skate in after it. And they're called for icing with 15-12 to go. And Phil, just to kind of clarify something we said earlier, and you were really right, the camouflage jerseys certainly apropos right now. What I said about for a broadcaster, they're difficult to see the numbers. So
no doubt about that. I mean, they are tough, and it is a bit of a broadcaster's nightmare for those of you tuning in at home tonight on ESPN Plus. You might want to pull out the roster to follow along with us this evening.
Puck is loose after the face-off and still in the Union zone. Now Taylor is able to skate it out. His pass intercepted by Shiplow. At the line, Alex Whalen, snapshot is a save by Hansen, and he holds on.
And that was a nice play by Shiplow in the neutral zone. We saw a lot of that last night. He's really good at anticipating the play. He's a senior. He's experienced. He knows the playbook pretty well and was able to create an opportunity for Whalen. In talking with Rand Pecknold last night, he thought last night was Luke Shiplow's best game. It's not anything that he does on the score sheet. He didn't get a point.
Right.
He didn't generate a lot of offense. When you have good stay-at-home defensemen, normally you don't notice them. That's when they're doing a good job. With this Bobcats team, it's a little bit different because when they make those kind of plays in the neutral zone, it generates offense going back the other way. Those are the types of things you like to see.
Face-off win and a glove save by Hansen. Similar to the goal that Union scored. Bobcats win a draw. Quick shot, but Hansen made the glove save.
Yeah, I know. We're fooled a bit up here in the penalty box, but Union down there at ice level not fooled at all by the camouflage. They get the early goal by Walker.
Odin Tufto on the draw against Cole Meyer. Meyer, the captain. Chuksta just fires it in deep for Tufto. Played it off the wall. Now it ends up at the right point, sent back in deep. Tufto behind the goal. Tufto looks to cut in front. Backhands it in front. and hit a skate, and the Dutchmen are able to start out. Good play by Tufto. Sent in by Walker. Now Chuksta sends it off the glass. Kept in by Estes at the right point. To the circle. Shot is a pad save. Rebound loose in front. And finally cleared by the Bobcats.
Well, the Dutchmen, certainly a hard-nosed bunch. You can see bodies. Anytime a puck gets near the net, 2-3 Dutchman bodies in that maroon try to converge on Petrozelli to generate second, third chances. They like scoring garbage goals. They picked up a couple last night down in Princeton. So kind of a reflection of their hard-nosed coach, Rick Bennett, who talked about his coaching influences, and it wasn't, the coaches he played for as a longtime American leaguer. It was those Iron League coaches when he was 10, 11 years old. As he said, they get off the iron shift, put out their cigarettes, show up in jeans, and coach the kids. That's where he got a lot of his influence as a head coach.
He did, and then he played for the Springfield Olympics, the late Gary Deneen, and Lincoln Flagg, longtime assistant. A great program for many years. All right, puck is deep in the Union zone, cleared out to the point, sent back in by the Bobcats. Now a race for the puck. Sent back to the left point to Liberatore. Goes cross ice. The shot from the right point sails wide. On the rebound, Liberatore pinching in deep. Now Liberatore cuts towards the middle. On his backhand. Looking for Prisky. That shot is wide. Kept in by Prisky at the left point. Now sent back behind the goal. Back forward is Estes for Union. Clears it up the wall. And now the Dutchmen are able to clear the zone. They flip it in from center ice. Well, we get a whistle with 13:15 to go in the opening period. 1-0 Union. We're back right after these messages. Back at the People's United Center in Hamden, Connecticut. Frank Perotti Jr. Arena. Face off outside the Union zone. I believe, Phil, it might be just the second time this year that the Bobcats have been scored upon first. Not
it
sure,
is,
but I
you know what
it
it is, because they lost last Saturday in Dartmouth, and they didn't score until they were down a few goals when they put one on the board, and it was Chase Prisky who got the Bobcats' only goal last Saturday. Yeah, 7-0 this season when they do score first. Union, I'm sure, looked at that and figured we got to jump on these guys quickly.
And, after losing in overtime in Princeton last night, I'm sure they were smarting a bit and wanting to get off, obviously, to a quick start, which they have.
When you have a veteran group, you know all about that. You want to come right back out quickly.
Back come the Bobcats. Tufto centering one, but no one was home. And the Bobcats have to chase it down. Brandon Fortunato, who's played extremely well for the Bobcats. Their whole defensive core, Phil, I think has been really good, defensively and offensively.
Well, we talk a lot about Prisky, but Fortunato, right now Brogan Rafferty's got a point-scoring streak. It's been a very solid bunch, and even the guys that don't contribute with points, the Luke Shiplows of the world, it's been really good. All 6 defenders that play a regular shift have been rock solid.
Now Tufto, the side of the goal, centering one. Backhander is off the mark. Good opportunity right there. Bobcats applying pressure. Puck is loose behind the Union goal. Liberatore should keep in. He does. His shot, it was off Adams, but ends up behind the goal. Now back to the right point. Risky wrist shot, deflected in front. That was Brogan Rafferty, I should say. Rafferty again, but easy shot in Hansen. Now he keeps it alive. Bobcats make changes. Actually, both teams change here with 11:45 to go in the first period. 1-0 Union. Sent into the Quinnipiac zone. Now in deep was Morton. By the center. Ends up on the far side. Davidson beaten to the puck. It's off a skate. And Quinnipiac now should get it out of the zone. Nope. Sent back. Not yet. To Liberatore. There's Brennan Taylor on the forecheck.
You can see the skill level considerably different. This Union team has been able to get through the neutral zone and set up shop a bit here as we get an icing. Unlike last night when RPI simply just couldn't manage getting the puck across the blue line.
Well, and you saw the end result, 12 shots on goal because they had such difficulty, entering the Quinnipiac zone. And
they don't have the horses. I mean,
No.
You've got Hayhurst, couple guys here and there. Not a very big bunch. This Union team, they not just have veteran guys that know how to move the puck, but they've got good size, and that helps because they skate well on top of that. It's not just size, also some speed.
As Burgart winning the faceoff, Liberatore with speed, puts on the brakes, looks for help. As Prisky breaking, sends it along the near boards. Now back behind the goal. Out to the right point. Out to Schuksta with that great wrist shot. Stick to side. Davidson gets it to Burgart. Back to the right point, but it hops over Prisky's stick. And he sends to his defense partner, Schuksta. Now the pass is deflected into the Union zone. Hansen out for it. Plays it to Colias. Lead pass tried to hit Rinaldi. Now they chase it down, taking a hit. Martin. Bobcats clear to the Union zone. And they sent it in, but once again, it was Burley. Almost 10 minutes gone by. First period, 1-0 Union over the Bobcats. Rinaldi after it. Now Craig Martin sends it back behind the goal. It's stolen there by Meyer. Tried to center. Now Martin gets a piece of it, and then Petrozelli is able to cover up.
Oh, we're halfway through this first period. A good back and forth affair, and really just that Union face-off win, which led to the Ryan Walker goal, the difference in this game. But both teams have had some pretty good scoring opportunities. A few minutes ago, there was one that was a nice scoring chance for Dean Tufto. Actually kind of took a sharp angle try that hit off the goaltender's pads. But we're not under the 10-minute mark. I kind of stalled a bit thinking they may go to a break. But here's a face-off inside the Bobcats' end.
Sean Harrison leading in for Union. And Tufto for the Bobcats. Now sent back behind the goal. And cleared to Bon Giovanni. Gets it ahead for DeYoung. Race for the puck. It was DeYoung and Capolito. Now it's stolen by Tufto. Tried to set up DeYoung in front. And cleared out to center. Now deep into the Quinnipiac zone. 9.5 to go, first period. Fortunato unloafing for Tufto. Tried to feather it ahead. It ends up at the side of the goal. Now back behind the goal. Fortunato. Cross ice. Shot was deflected there. Ends up in the far corner. And the Bobcats doing a good job on the forecheck here with 9 minutes to go now. And they keep it in the zone. Bobcats with their fourth line out there featuring Daniel Winslow, Friedman, and O'Connor, who played extremely well last night.
Now a penalty coming
and
up.
There's going to be a penalty.
Well, it was Sam Morton, number 28, got leveled along the boards there, got hit by TJ Friedman, and actually checked that 26, Josh Cusack, was the one that took the hit there by Friedman. And we'll tell you more when we come back after this. 1-0 Union on ESPN+.
Back in Hampton, Connecticut. Union has a 1-0 lead. They're also set to go on the power play.
Yeah, and it's going to be a 5-minute major on TJ Friedman with 8:47 remaining in the period as the official CJ Hannafin, Marty Hughes, talking things out with the coaches. Well, it was Josh Cusack who got hit along the boards, and I'm hoping we can get a look at this because, you know, Cusack was down for a little bit, was able to pop back up. I thought he was okay. He was able to go back to the bench, but they're getting Friedman on a major. You know, at first glimpse, I want to say I don't think the hit was all that bad, and I'd probably want to look at it before kind of giving a final judgment on it. But a tough break here for the Bobcats, Rich, as they're going to be down for 5 minutes. You can think back, and first let's take a look at the hit there by Friedman on Cusack. You can see him along the near wing boards. Well, Cusack was turned around a bit. Now, the puck was along the wall. I mean, I think that's, I don't know if I call 5 on it. It is what it is at this point, so it doesn't matter. Our perspective up here is just what the officials say. And, you know, as a result now, the Bobcats, this could really turn things as we think about to the game a couple weeks ago against AIC.
Yep.
Other way around, and the Bobcats went and scored 3 on the power play to take, you know, what was a blowout already and then make it embarrassing in terms of the final score of that game.
And, you know, last night there was a penalty. I think it was a boarding on Quinnipiac, and we said we felt it was the right call given the situation and protecting the players. Again, as you said, Phil, here, I don't know that I would call that in this instance. He did turn away, was by the boards, but in any event, the Bobcats now shorthanded 4 or 5 minutes.
And that's it. Game misconduct as well for Friedman, I believe, is I don't see him in the penalty box, but in any case, it's a major penalty.
And Matthew Cassidy would be the extra forward for the Bobcats. And a face-off to the left of Petrozelli. Campbell at the right point. Sapinski sends it in deep. Dutchman look to set up. Sapinski pinches in. Puck is behind the goal. Now Prisky gets a stick on it. They clear to the line, but not out. And now it is cleared, and it'll be skated out by Prisky. Prisky 1-on-3. And we get a whistle here as he may have knocked it down with a, was it knocked down by a Prisky high stick or a glove?
I think it was a glove as we take a look here at the play crossing the blue line. That led to the stoppage in play. You can see Prisky coming shorthanded out through the neutral zone in a hand pass on part of Union. So the offensive zone draw coming up here for the Bobcats shorthanded.
Face off to the right of Hansen. Desi Burgart for Quinnipiac against Brett Sapinski. Alex Whalen out there, Fortunato, Burgart, and Brogan Rafferty as the Bobcats try and kill off a 5-minute major. They clear to the line, and now it leaves the zone and sent back in. So 4:05 to go in the major, 7:52 in the period, 1-0 Union.
Well, the Bobcats last night very good on the penalty kill, 6 for 6. That bumped up their percentage to 84.4%. Far cry from some of the miscues that they had, and it was something Rand Pecknold's worked with his team on. And when the penalty kill is going well, they're making quick decisions. They're getting the puck quickly out of the zone, as we see here.
And a face-off win, and the Bobcats send it down. Through the years they've had, Quinnipiac has a lot of their skilled players that were also good penalty killers, Bill, and for a long time, guys that scored a lot of shorthanded goals, not so much the last couple of years.
Well, this year in particular, you have a lot of freshmen working on the PK, so it's not something they're experienced with at this level, and these are big moments for them.
There's a play that should have been cleared right there. Rand Pecknold talked about it beforehand. Got to make that clear. Now the puck is deflected over the net. Comes the other way. Olmeyer sends it back to the point, intercepted. Now Burgart gets it ahead. Chance for Whalen to kill some time. Long snapshot is gloved by Hansen with 3:15 to go in the 5-minute major.
Meanwhile, Union's power play pretty good, just under 21% for the season.
Petrozelli left. Dangerous play. There was no one there to leave it for. But the centering pass split the D-men and ends up back in the Union zone with under 3 minutes to go now in the major.
A break for the Bobcats. Petrozelli collided with his teammate on that play. Misplayed. The net was wide open for a moment.
Sapinski across the line. Vidmar. Now Sapinski backhands it in deep. High point Vidmar. Sapinski gets it in deep. One-timer is off the mark. Those partially fanned on by Estes. Bobcats still can't clear the zone. Loose along the near boards. Now back in the corner. Sent the other way to Estes. Left point Sapinski. Back to Estes. Chops over his stick. Loose behind the goal. To the right of Petrozelli. Now Estes looks to center. Back to the right point. And Campbell got it in deep. Shot just off the mark.
Bobcats need to clear big time here.
They almost got a break there. They almost cleared it on by themselves. Now it's loose along the near boards. 1:47 to go in the major. Now they should be able to clear, and they do.
And that's a good play by Bon Giovanni. Instead of rushing it to try and get it out on the backhand, he turned back to the forehand. He knew he had a moment or two to get a good clear and send it down.
Yeah, a much-needed change for the Bobcats. Back comes Union. Broken up at the line. Now they send it in deep. But the puck ends up over the glass and out of play. 1:25 left in the major. So good job by Quinnipiac. Really no grade A chances for Union on this power play yet.
No, they've given him the perimeter. The Bobcats have rotated pretty well so far on the penalty kill, and they just missed out on a couple of chances to get the puck out of the zone. That's been the breakdown so far on this penalty kill, but otherwise they've done pretty solidly, and now they're going to even things up.
Also a bad penalty to take from Union standpoint, as this will nullify the rest of their power play. 5:08 to go, 1-0 Union. We're back on ESPN+. Back in Hamden, Connecticut. 5:08 to go, first period, 1-0 Union. And Phil Jack Adams, who we featured in the open, he goes off with 1:21 in the major. So if things stay the way they are, the Bobcats will have an abbreviated power play.
Well, Adams, the big guy, leading the team in penalty minutes so far, now with 25 on the season. So he will exit stage left here and even things up. Bobcats will get a 39-second power play at the end of this.
Off the face-off, just flipped out to center. And Carlos Chuksta sends ahead for Quinnipiac.
4-on-4 was a problem for them last Saturday in Dartmouth. We'll see if they clean things up tonight.
Shoots a dangerous pass, almost intercepted by Sapinski. Now here's a chance, and Rinaldi almost was in free, but that was poke-checked away. There's the Liberatore back for it. Now they flip it along the far boards for Davidson. Campolito in deep. Now sent back to the left point. And we get another whistle.
Now puck out of play again with another 37 seconds remaining in that major penalty on Freeman. Freeman is serving the penalty, so he was not issued a game misconduct. That could have been, I know there was a long discussion with Rick Bennett and the officials and perhaps Bennett wanting a game misconduct for that, but I think as we talked about, the 5-minute major may be a little bit generous in its own right.
All right, puck in the Quinnipiac zone. Cole Meyer, checked by Prisky. Rafferty lending support. And they get it ahead for Odin Tufto. Poke checked ahead. Now controlled by Folstrom. Drop past Tufto. Tufto, snapshot. Off the mark. On the rebound, Tufto. That is pocket picked by Coleus. 5 seconds left in the Quinnipiac penalty. So again, for 39 seconds, the Bobcats will have the man advantage. Trying to gain possession of the puck. Now Friedman, centering one. It's broken up. And back in the neutral zone. There's Chase Prisky for Quinnipiac. Drops it back for Fortunato. He dropped it back. No one was home. And now it's kept in with 20 seconds left in the power play. Rafferty. Cross ice Tufto to Rafferty. Prisky set up. One-timer is blocked. Rebound loose in front. Still loose. Cleared but not out. Prisky sends it across. Now in deep. Tried to center in front. That was broken up. Tufto sends back to Rafferty. Penalty is over. Teams at even strength. And there's a chance, but Petrozelli gets to it first, sends it to Rafferty, who clears it all the way down.
Well, the Bobcats last night were 2 for 9 on the power plays. We get an icing here. Union has not been good on the penalty kill, under 70% at 69.8, but the Bobcats simply not much time on their first man advantage.
When the Bobcats are, through the years when they're clicking on all cylinders, they're very good on special teams.
They had one really good chance in that short period of time, but Bongiovanni, who was in the slot, really couldn't get his stick back on the forehand side to try to get a puck in on net.
Face-off won by the Bobcats. Prisky sends it out to center. Fortunato's there. Got it to Tufto. Took a hit. Bobcats send it in deep. Make changes on the fly. And back comes Union. Now a lead pass at center. Vidmar. Cleared to the line but not out. Sapinski. Shot is saved by Petrozelli. Didn't see it. And now it's cleared into the corner. Scott Davidson. Michael Ryan. Briarly to Ryan. 2:15 to go. First period, 1-0 Union. They fired all the way down, make a change. Loose in the Quinnipiac zone. And the Bobcats should be able to clear. They do. They flip it out to center. Now Shiplow hit from behind. Shiplow looking for a call.
Well, he thought he got whacked with his stick. They called a handful of slashing penalties last night, something the officials were trying to focus a little bit more of in recent games. We saw a lot yesterday, but perhaps Shiplow had a bit of a point there as he was wondering why there wasn't one called there.
Yeah, the players trying to get used to what's going to be called differently from the past. And he thought that there should have been a call there. There wasn't. We play on. Morton in the corner. Now Liberatore tries to send it back the other way. It flips, hit the netting with 1:32 to go. Here in the first period, 1-0 Union from Hamden, Connecticut.
Well, after that 5-minute major, which ended up being a bit abbreviated for Union, the Bobcats, I thought settled down a bit on that penalty kill. I mean, they had their moments where they couldn't get the puck out of the zone, but despite all that time on the kill, they looked pretty solid. They looked pretty poised, I think, for the most part, not allowing the Dutchmen to get any grade A scoring opportunities.
Yeah, an impressive fill in that, as you stated before, they do kill penalties freshmen do kill penalties. Now controlled by Quinnipiac. Here's Martin to the line. Drop pass for Whalen. His shot is a pad save by Hansen. Whalen again from the angle. Whalen gets it again. Sends back to the left point. Fortunato keeps in. He goes cross ice. Prisky. A switch. Prisky holds for Fortunato. Dangerous pass. Fortunato elects to send it in deep. Meyer. Now Prisky will send it in deep. Fortunato thought about it and then thought better of it. Now he keeps the puck in the zone. Whalen is taken down.
Oh.
And no call.
Well, there will be one now. Whalen going after it with Meyer. Whalen got upended by Meyer, and Whalen wanted a call there. He didn't get that initially, and then maybe gave him a little bit of a jab. As let's take a look at those last few moments. You can see Whalen battling Meyer for the puck in that corner. Meyer cross-checks him right under the chin. There was no call there, and then Meyer just continued away. Whalen might have gotten something in on him, might have said something. Either way, they're both going to go to the box here, and perhaps a break for Union if they don't give Meyer the extra 2 minutes.
Well, I don't know how he didn't get a penalty right from the start there on the takedown.
Oh yeah, no, that looked pretty. It looked pretty obvious to me. But again, it is what it is at that point. As they will talk things out, we'll see how things shake out at the end of it all. But penalties coming up at 19:17 of this first period, and now this is all of a sudden become quite the interesting game. It was an interesting game coming in tonight, number 12 and number 13 in the country, but now the emotions are starting to flare up here at a packed house in Hamden, and we're still just in this first period, Rich, so who knows how this one's going to turn out.
Yeah, this packed house is right. There are a lot of people standing.
It looks like even roughing calls here, so it will be 4-on-4 for the second time, and the Bobcats in that early 4-on-4, when they kind of negated the major penalty, they had some moments. Union were the aggressors during that period of time, so we'll see how the Bobcats fare here.
Face off to the left of Hansen with 42.9 seconds to go in the first period. Quinnipiac wins the draw. Now Schuksta sent it in deep, sent out to the line, and now through the legs of Rafferty. Brogan Rafferty back for it to Tufto. Tufto dancing through center to DeYoung. Poke checked off his stick. Good play by Sapinski. And Sapinski fights through his check. 2-on-1. Sapinski, toe drag. Pass across, broken up beautifully. Oh, great play by Sapinski, but it was broken up by the Bobcats with 10 seconds left. And DeYoung chasing after Coleus. And that'll about do it for the first period. So close call for the Bobcats late in the period. Odd man rush there, but it was broken up. And that'll do it for the first period. So Union strikes first after 20 minutes of play. They lead Quinnipiac by the score of 1-0. First intermission right after these messages. 1-0 in favor of Union after one period of play here in Hamden. And Phil Jubileo, the lone goal in the period, the direct result of a face-off win by Cole Meyer.
Yeah, it came pretty quickly, a little over 3 minutes into the first period. As we take a look at the first period highlights, not a ton of them, but we've got this one here early on as the Bobcats find themselves taking a defensive zone draw. Good face-off win by Meyer. Back to Ryan Walker, who picks up his fourth goal of the year. He now has points in 4 straight games. This major penalty called late in the period. TJ Friedman, he boards Josh Cusack. That led to a 5-minute major. And then late in the period, Meyer going at it with Alex Whalen. Whalen took just his first penalty of the season last night, but the Union captain looked like he cross-checked Whalen. They didn't call that. And then they got into it, and they both got 2-minute roughing penalties. And we'll see them in the box to start the second period. First period stats, things were pretty even other than the Ryan goal. Shots were 9-8 for the Bobcats. And the Bobcats took that 5-minute major, but both teams 0 for 1 on the power play.
Well, the Bobcats really want to possess the puck. From that standpoint, do you think it was mission accomplished in the first period?
Probably not enough for Coach Rand Pecknold's liking. They had their moments. They had some good zone time. At points, I thought the fourth line generated some offensive opportunities or at least some offensive zone time. But when you take a 5-minute major, that kind of puts a damper on things falling behind early. And Union's a really good team. It's not going to be like last night. It's not going to be like the game against AIC where you have carte blanche to do anything that you can. Union is a very strong team, senior group, 6-3-1 on the season. And it's interesting because in conference play, they are not very good, just 2-3. They got swept by RPI. Think about that. RPI, to start off conference play, swept them. And we saw the game here last night, and it's head-scratching. You wonder how that would even be possible. But it was, and it happened. And, but it's a much different Dutchman team, I think, now compared to early on. And, Union was 4-0-1 in non-conference play. They're a strong team.
Yeah, and Union has struggled a bit here in the early going on the road. But, again, as we discussed last night, Phil, it just shows you in this conference – we say, well, how did RPI sweep Union? Because any team can beat any other team. All right, we're getting close to the start of the second period. Phil and I return right after these messages. Back in Hamden, Connecticut for the start of the second period between Union and Quinnipiac. And the Bobcats in a somewhat unfamiliar position this year, coming from behind, although it's just a goal and there are 40 minutes to go. But they've been really good about scoring first and then holding on to that lead. But tonight, we'll have to come from behind, Phil.
Well, only once this season have the Bobcats been down after one period of play. They managed to win that game earlier in the season, but 6-0 when leading after one. 0-1, the game that they lost last Saturday at Dartmouth was a scoreless game at the end of the first period, as we saw Hansen, now Petruzzelli, and it's going to be up to those young men, both sophomores, to try to get their team 2 points tonight because it looks like this is going to be pretty hard fought otherwise.
And we start out 4-on-4. Here's Rinaldi right off the draw. Rinaldi tried to dance in. His shot from an angle is into the midsection of Petruzzelli, and he holds on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the physical play continues tonight because we had Whalen going at it with Meyer. Sometimes players kind of feed off their captains. Cole Meyer is their captain, the senior leader of this team. And it's a hard-nosed bunch. I mean, I think it comes down from Rick Bennett on throughout the organization. He likes that team with, kind of some grit and some guts. And sometimes that leads to a lot of extracurricular activities for this level anyway.
Bobcats win the draw deep in the Union zone and then covered up by Hansen as Capoletto went flying.
Yeah, he kind of caught an edge and went hard into the wall, broke his stick, and, he's got to get a new twig.
Yeah, those twigs are expensive these days.
They are. It's not, it's not the Sherwood, $29 special these days. These are $200-$300.
See, that's a difference in our age, birthday boy, because the Sherwood PMP, when I first bought one, was about $6.75, not $29. Off the draw, shot sails wide. Now Tufto on it. Cuts back behind the goal. Odin Tufto, a sophomore. Fortunato keeps in, sends it across to Prisky out of the zone. Prisky sent it back in, and the Bobcats now clear the zone. Just underway in the second period Union on top 1-0. Team skating 4 aside. And Prisky almost turned the puck over. Craig Martin at center. Watched by Rinaldi. Martin gets it ahead. Now Prisky in after it. Centering one, but no one there for Quinnipiac. And Sapinski takes out for Union. Now a rush. Back drop pass for Sapinski was broken up. And back come the Bobcats in transition. This is Ethan DeYoung, the freshman. His shot is stopped by Hansen. Good rush by DeYoung, but Hansen was equal to the task, and he covers up.
Oh, that was a nice opportunity there for DeYoung after Union had a 3-on-2, but some good back pressure here coming from the Bobcats before that, which led to the opportunity back the other way. The Dutchmen were able to get a guy back, and that's what led DeYoung to shoot from the circle rather than to try and angle his way any closer to Hansen.
Now the draw is won by Union. And Michael Ryan surveys things. Ryan starts out with it. Feet on the left. And the Dutchman sent it in deep. Chuksta back forward for Quinnipiac. Loses control. Centering one. Now loose at the circle. Shot is deflected and then sent blindly behind the goal and picked off by Union. Now they in turn turn the puck over to Scott Davidson. Now on left wing was Cassidy. And controlled again by Union. They make changes, send it in deep. Controlled out for Davidson. Davidson gets ahead. That was Lombardi losing his edge. Same thing happens on a turnover here. And O'Connor for Quinnipiac. O'Connor cuts back behind the goal. Has a man in front, and Davidson, he got it. Rebound is stopped. Oh, a couple of chances for the Bobcats. And then it's cleared out of the zone by Adams. Fu in deep. O'Connor steals for Quinnipiac. Now loose in the neutral zone. There's a shot from the angle that is sticked aside. And back comes Union. Oh, nice play by Kolias. Cutting back behind the goal on his backhand. Now sends it in deep. Hit one of the referees as Union was changing. And back comes Quinnipiac. It was TJ Friedman sending it in deep. It was played by Hansen. Now played back behind the goal. Kolias. And it to Estes. They clear it out to center. Luke Shiplow back for Quinnipiac. But he gives it away. And Shiplow takes a hit. Fortunato. His pass is stolen. Loose at the side of the goal. And Petrozelli has to cover up.
Well, the Bobcats had a pretty good opportunity a few moments ago as we see the overhead cam on a couple of back-to-back opportunities. First, the shot by Davidson. The rebound followed up there. Hansen making 2 stops. What started things was Joe O'Connor coming in off the bench, so a shift change there. O'Connor was able to go right to the puck in the corner, and he centered that pass out in front for the first try by Davidson, and then Hansen was able to make both saves to keep this 1-0 Dutchman.
Face-off is loose in the near boards. Now Rafferty tried to get it to Whalen, and they're able to keep it in deep. Now a centering pass. Tried to hit Meyer in front. Loose along the far boards. Now Brogan Rafferty sends behind the net for Chuksta. Too far for Whalen, and it's sent back in deep. Back behind the Quinnipiac goal. Walker. They get it in front. Now it's sent back behind the goal. Rafferty for Quinnipiac. And the Bobcats clear the zone. Almost 4 minutes gone by. Oh, and Brierly lost his edge and then hand passed the puck ahead.
Oh, he had no choice but to do that, knowing the play would be stopped on the hand pass, because otherwise the Bobcats get a 2-on-1 after Brierly caught that edge and took a spill along the far board. So the Bobcats here will get an offensive zone draw, trying to generate some more time. They've mustered 4 shots on goal already in this second period, so they're not for a lack of opportunity here in the middle stanza.
About 3 times early here in the second period, Phil. Guys have just lost an edge. Face-off win and a pad save by Hansen. Oh, a nice play right there. But Hansen made the save on Bongiovanni. Now back behind the goal. Odin Tufto. Shiplow shot. Stopped by traffic in front. Young back behind the goal. Shiplow pinching in deep. Just pitchforks it ahead. Back behind the goal. They still fight for it along the near boards. Shiplow keeping it at the right point. And DeYoung deflected it towards the goal, and then Hansen covered up.
Some nice work by Luke Shiplow to extend the offensive zone time for the Bobcats. First, he had that little pitchfork shift, pinching down a little bit, moving it back to the corner for DeYoung, and then he was able to get a nice keep in on his backhand. The puck was knuckling around a little bit, but he was able to hold the zone and then get it down low where Hansen had a smother there for a face-off coming up.
Yeah, I was talking to Shiplow beforehand, and as he was getting ready to tape his stick in the stands, there's a shot that's deflected behind the goal, and he said he felt really good last night and off to a good start again tonight. Now they fight for it along the far boards. Campoletto winds it around the boards. Out starts Union. Liberatore beaten to the puck. Now Davidson sent back in deep by Sapinski. Sapinski looks to make a play. Sends back to the left point. Shot is off the mark. Campbell pinching in. Now Sapinski wins the puck. Sends it back behind the goal. Bobcats having trouble getting out of their own zone. They flip it out to center. Now Lombardi takes a hit. Loses control. Back come the Dutchman. It was Rinaldi broken up. Now loose in the slot. Cleared out of harm's way by Quinnipiac. And we're going to have a delayed penalty. Penalty coming up against Union.
Campolito hauled down a guy in the neutral zone, and we see Petrozelli go back to the bench of the Bobcats here. We'll try to advance with the extra man.
I don't know if you've seen this. I've seen on delayed calls where the pass from behind the net for one of the defensemen split them and ended up in the goal.
Oh, I remember that happened once. I was calling a Bridgeport Sound Tigers game against the Wolfpack in 2007, and the Wolfpack sent their guy to the bench on a delayed penalty, and it ended up being a dump into the net. Drew Fata scored that goal. I still remember that today. Let's see. Puck in the neutral zone there, and Campolito hauling down. That was Lombardi, so the two number 4s going at it, and now the Bobcats will get their first full power play of this game.
Well, since we're reminiscing about AHL teams, I saw the Russians playing in New Haven against the New Haven Nighthawks many years ago, and I can't remember which team it happened to, but it happened in that game. That was the first time I saw it. Face-off to the left of Darian Hansen. Tufto for Quinnipiac, and they'll do it again. Bobcats trail it 1-0. Lone goal coming in the opening period. Off a draw in this exact face-off circle.
Well, the Bobcats begin with Bongiovanni, Tufto, Fortunato, Rafferty, and Prisky.
Prisky 4 power play goals. His 4th came last night. Estes gets to it and clears it out of the zone.
Yeah, Prisky pinched a little bit too far down along the half boards to have much of a chance on a good Dutchman clear.
Now here's Prisky starting back to Tufto. Tried to feed it on the left for one of his wingers, but it was broken up. That was actually Fortunato. Now deep in the Quinnipiac zone as the Dutchman look to kill some of the clock, and back starts Odin Tufto. Here's Tufto to center. Tufto 3-on-3. Prisky deflected in front and then gloved by Hansen.
Oh, nice puck movement there. Quick cross-ice pass. Prisky deflecting that out in front. So this is an opportunity here for the Bobcats, who last night 2 for 9 in the power play. They did get goals by Tufto and by Prisky, but we saw RPI really overloading and trying to shut down Prisky. We'll see how Union does here with Chase Prisky.
Prisky sends it in deep, center in pass, loose in front, and then cleared all the way down.
A little bit of a different look that time as they try to get the puck out in front, and Union able to, with that veteran group out there killing penalties, get it out quick.
Now Prisky to Tufto again, over his stick. Now a race for the puck. Tufto gets to it. Brogan Rafferty. Rafferty holding. Sends it in deep, back behind the goal. Estes Too far for him. Prisky is centering one. Tufto cuts out in front. Tufto shoots. Saved by Hansen. Loose and cleared.
Well, that's how Tufto scored his power play goal last night. He was able to curl around to the slot and go top shelf, and he was looking for his shot again. So you see that aggressive shot-looking behavior there by Tufto, something he didn't do as much of his freshman year.
There's a nice move by Martin. Gets around his man, centering one. Well, that's taken back by the Dutchman, and they'll clear it. Now it ends up hitting someone on their bench, and the faceoff will be deep in Union territory.
Now, so far, a couple of bounces of the puck really kind of hamstringing Quinnipiac here because they've had their moments, Rich, on this power play. Martin with a nice rush down the wing and just couldn't really settle things on his stick to get a pass out in front. Yeah,
we talked about last night where Prisky likes to set up his Ovechkin area, sometimes going short side, usually short side. He'll mix it up and go far side. 4 power play goals, as I said. He's just been great all season long. All right, just 5 seconds left, so that'll about do it for the Quinnipiac power play. 1-0 they trail, second period, moving left to right. Now feed on right wing for Alex Whalen to the circle. Snapshot is into the midsection of Whalen and holds on. And Whalen doing a pretty good job of not allowing rebounds. So 12:07 to go, second period. Back in Hamden, Connecticut, right after this. 12:07 to go, second period. Union 1, Quinnipiac nothing. Face off deep in the Union zone. And I made the point, Phil, just before the break, Hansen not allowing many rebounds at all.
No, not at all. It's just coming in nice and soft off his stick. He's been able to gobble those opportunities up.
Yeah, most of the shots into his midsection. Draws one by Quinnipiac. Centering pass. Sounded like it hit the side of the post and finally cleared out by the Dutchman. Sent ahead. Petrozelli will have to cover up for Quinnipiac. It was Joe O'Connor, the Hamden native, who threw the puck in front. You could hear from up here, I don't know if it hit the side of maybe the side of the net or side of the post, caromed out in front, but no one was there for Quinnipiac to bang it home. Now the draw to the left of Petrozelli. Shot from the left point is stopped by Petrozelli. Loose back behind the goal. And now sent back behind the goal. Just poked ahead by Fortunato. Davidson couldn't get it ahead, but Fortunato will carry it. Feed on right wing for Davidson was deflected and behind him and sent back into the Quinnipiac zone. Lead pass for Whalen. Battling along the far boards, or the near boards. Back pass. Chuksta sets up a one-timer, is off the mark. Oh, good setup right there. But it was Falstrom who missed the net. Now Whalen centers one. It's intercepted, picked off by Amelafone, who sends it deep into the Quinnipiac zone with just under 11 minutes now in the second period. Falstrom, his clearing attempt was into the Quinnipiac bench, and play is called with 10:50 to go in the second.
Well, things have slowed down here in the last couple moments for both teams. The Bobcats trying to generate some more zone time. Center ice face-off coming up as the Tufto line returns.
Yeah, Sapinski and Tufto on the draw. One by Sapinski. Estes, feed on right wing for Rinaldi, who deflects it in deep. Now the Bobcats try and clear. It was sent back in. It did not leave the zone. And now a centering pass off a skate of Sapinski. Kept in, though, by Estes at the right point. Estes in deep, centering one. Tried to hit Rinaldi. Now Rinaldi. Back to Estes. Plays it off his skate, turns and sends it in deep. Back behind the goal. Bobcats still can't clear. Rinaldi is in there. And Rafferty backhands it out for Tufto. Tufto one-on-one to the circle. Looks to lean in, tried to protect the puck. Was cut off at the path. Ends up at the right point for Prisky. Quick shot is saved by Hansen. Again, no rebound, and play is called. 9:55 to go, second period. 1-0 in favor of Union. We're back in Hamden right after this. Military Appreciation Night in Hamden, Connecticut, and Phil, just a great moment there with honor all the servicemen and women, all the veterans, and everyone stood and clapped. The officials clapped, the players on both teams banging their sticks. It's Lee Greenwood, right? The name of the artist for this song. I was at Yankee Stadium in 2001 in that postseason, and this song was playing. I'm telling you, you had goosebumps. I'm getting them again now, thinking about that night. But nice moment during that stoppage in play.
Yeah, it's always great to celebrate our vets and our active service members on a weekend like this.
No question. Prisky's wrist shot from the right point, gloved easily by Hansen.
Hansen right now on a night like this, getting confidence. You know, he hasn't played much this season. Hansen making his fourth appearance, 2-1 on the year in 3 starts, only his 18th career game. He has 1 career shutout. Kupski, a San Jose draft pick, really the number 1 on this team.
Snapshot by Prisky and an arm save by Hansen, and deflects over the crowd, now to play. Good face-off win by the Bobcats again, and Prisky got it off quickly.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of good face-off wins right in that right wing circle, as you can see, and one back to Prisky, who likes to find that top corner. He loves the corners, you know, and despite scoring goals in 6 straight games, I think everyone in the ECAC knows what Prisky's going to do, and he still beats you. I mean, that's how good he is, but the scouting report pretty well known on Chase.
All right, now it's controlled by Union off the draw. Bongiovanni, freshman, back for it. And Liberatore sends it in deep. There's Tufto behind the goal. Wrap around. And he had Hansen looking the other way, but couldn't beat him. Now the Bobcats send the puck in deep. Ryan send it back the other way for Campbell. Back to the left point, kept in. Shot sails wide. Off the glass, played now at the right point. Prisky sending it in deep. Joe O'Connor's shot was blocked. And it's taken up by Rinaldi. He had his pocket picked, and O'Connor sends it back in after taking a hit from Sapinski. Greg Campbell sends it up ahead. Rinaldi's able to tip it into the Quinnipiac zone. 8:40 to go, second period. 1-0 Union. Now Friedman carries down the right wing boards. His shot is a blocker save. Long rebound for a change. O'Connor's shot is a glove save, and Hansen Philly looks confident. It looks very in control. Just gloving pucks.
Yeah,
very confidently.
You know, shots from all angles as we see Friedman here from the boards. Good blocker save as the rebound comes out toward the blue line, deflected. And then another chance there by O'Connor. And that came in quickly. Granted, Hansen already in position to make that save, but he's not having to move much to make these stops. The Bobcats do need to do a better job of trying to get Hansen to move a little bit more post to post. Maybe that's some more east-west work inside the offensive zone.
Yeah, a lot of the shots taking nothing away from him, but they've been right at him. And an opportunity there that Petrozelli had to seal off the short side. You know, O'Connor was another kid that was it happens before the games, well before the games, and we're here getting ready, and a lot of the players come up and have their listening to music and taping their sticks and stuff. And O'Connor came through the door, and we talked quickly. He said, "Boy, I thought you guys did a great job last night in his line and providing not only energy but getting the goal by Winslow and a lot of puck possession time, a lot of time in the offensive zone. Very effective last night."
Yeah, and O'Connor was a healthy scratch the first few games, but Nick Germain's been a little banged up, so he's not in the lineup. He's missing his 4th consecutive game, and O'Connor has capitalized on his extra ice time here.
Yeah, he is. They want to get Germain back in the lineup.
Of course, yeah.
Key forward for the Bobcats, a junior, and another Connecticut guy. There's Whalen tipping it ahead for Falstrom, but Estes got to it. And now a turnover at the blue line. Martin centering one. Now back at the left point. Schuch's shot is blocked. Bouncing puck, and now finally cleared out of harm's way. And sent deep into the Quinnipiac zone by Liam Morgan. Now the Bobcats Long pass is broken up at the line by Campbell. There's Taylor. Takes a hit from Shuksta. Big hit by Carlos Shuksta. Got the fans roaring. You can hear it from here. Big hit. Shuksta's a strong kid, a big kid. Now puck is back behind the goal. Union skating out with it, a chance, and a rebound, they score! Oh, what a great play by Kosak. Came out from behind the goal. He was stopped by Petrozelli. Well, he was Kosak. Got his own rebound and slid it home. And with 7:01 to go in the second period, Union has a 2-0 lead.
First goal of the season for Josh Kosak. He took the puck up along the board, just really stayed with it, and he got Petrozelli moving a little bit after Petrozelli stopped it initially. So first goal of the season for Josh Kosak, who had just one career goal, and it's his first point of the season, did it all himself. And that's a huge one in a game like this, which has been so tight.
Yeah, big goal by the Dutchmen. They take a 2-0 lead. Now, play in the Quinnipiac zone once again, sent back in deep, back behind the goal. Shot by Rinaldi as Fandon gets it back, tried to send it back to the point, and it's cleared out of the zone by Quinnipiac. Race for the puck, and Hansen has to come out and send it out into the Quinnipiac zone. Shiplow had to win a race for the puck there. And we get a whistle. We're going to have a penalty or penalties.
Yeah, it looks like something's coming up here. We see Supinski skating over to the bench, but it looks like it's going to be a penalty on the Dutchman. Sebastian Vidmar, the big senior forward, goes to the box, but also on the Bobcats, and he's taking Luke Shiplow in with him. So this is the second time tonight that we've seen a full 2-minute 4-on-4, and the third time in total tonight.
Bobcats just not getting much going here. 6:32 to go in the second period, and they trail 2-0 as the teams are set to play 4-on-4.
It's a small sample size, but Union, perhaps looking at the game last Saturday with Dartmouth, figuring out, all right, what did Dartmouth do to get the Bobcats kind of off their game? And, part of it was the 4-on-4 play in which the Bobcats could stand to improve a little bit, but it was also getting off to that quick start and getting the game's first goal, because it certainly has had an impact.
Needless to say, but I'll say it anyway, this next goal is huge. If it doesn't go to Quinnipiac, then they're in a big 3-0 hole. Although, how many 3-goal leads have you seen dissipate?
Oh, too many. It's the worst lead in hockey, they say.
A turnover, Rinaldi's shot is blocked on the rebound.
It's a big play by Rafferty.
Rinaldi centering one. Loose in front. See the skates of Fortunato. They chip at it. Rinaldi shot over the net. Back behind the goal. Some sloppy play by Quinnipiac. Now finally, drop past the Bobcats, should clear the zone. Skated out and fed ahead to Tufto. Tufto across the line. Tufto looks to make a move. Broken up, and Rinaldi clears to the far boards. But Liberatore gets to it, fires one. But it is again stopped by the midsection of Hansen, and he holds on.
Well, that time the Liberatore just trying to get a puck in on net after Tufto. And a break for the Bobcats, because Union was in good position to clear that puck, and it was a dump off the far wall. Puck doesn't go anywhere. Instead of just trying to shoot it straight out, or get it a little bit more up to get the puck out to center ice, and that's what generated the chance for the Liberatore, the freshman.
Yeah, I believe it was Rinaldi. It was kind of just a pass to nowhere. But it didn't hurt the Dutchman, who come out of the zone once again. Lead pass for Campolito. The puck high in the air. And controlled by Prisky, who flips it high in the air the other way. Race for the puck. Whalen's shot is blocked. On the rebound, centering one. Whalen trying to get it. He's beaten to the puck. Cleared to the line, but not out. Prisky centering one's picked off, and back comes Meyer. Now Meyer with a lead pass that's broken up and sent back the other way. DeYoung tried to hit Whalen. Now DeYoung kicks it ahead. Liberatore in deep on his backhand. Liberatore centering one. And a shot from the angle, again, is an easy save by Hansen, and he holds on with 4:54 to go.
22 seconds left in the 4-on-4. That chance started with a good clear by Prisky. He just gets the puck so quickly off his stick, and that's the difference between a good Division I player, a great Division I player, which Prisky is, and then when you get to that next level as a pro, you see that as well. Prisky just moves the puck like an NHL player.
All right, timeout with 4:54 to go, second period. We're back 2-0 Union, back after this. The shots unofficially are 22-14 in favor of Quinnipiac, but they trail 2-0. Play in the Union zone. Schuksta sending it in for Burgart. Digging, centering one to Davidson, but it's controlled by the Dutchman. Cleared out to center. Schuksta back forward, takes the hit. His pass is picked off. Here's a shot and a pad save by Petrozelli as Morton cut in. Loose at the right point, Ryan. Snapshot, pad save. Rebound is cleared out of harm's way. Then back to the point, but Rinaldi keeps it in. Puck is still loose. And now the Bobcats clear the zone. Davidson sending it in deep as the Huskies make changes. Pass hit off the skate of one of the linesmen. And now it's loose at center ice. Rinaldi. Pass is broken up. And back comes Quinnipiac. Davidson in a race for the puck. He's beaten to it. Now Falstrom. After it was Lombardi for Quinnipiac. Now they dig for it. Running behind the goal. Wraparound. He scores!
That's a
believe
huge
it was
goal.
Cassidy, Phil.
Well, it was a wraparound there by Michael Lombardi.
Lombardi.
Along the far wing side, and then he cut back in. Let's take a look here. It's Lombardi just taking it off the wall. Oh, inside that far post. Hansen was late getting that right leg down, and he left enough room for Lombardi, the freshman, to kind of slip that under. And for Michael Lombardi, that's his first NCAA point and goal, and a huge one at this point in this night.
It certainly is. I saw the four. I thought it might have been Cassidy, but it clearly was Michael Lombardi who gets the Bobcats on the board. Now Tufto in front. His shot was deflected. Bobcats trying to strike again. Now they keep it in the zone. Pass for Tufto off his skate. Back behind the goal. Centering pass. Loose. Prisky, deep slot. His pass deflected. Bobcats applying pressure now. Tufto back to the left point. Shot is off the mark. Ends up at the right point in the stick of Prisky. His shot deflected. Loose behind the goal. Odin Tufto centering one. Shot just wide. Tremendous pressure by Quinnipiac. And now the Dutchman flip it out to center. And back the other way. Tufto sends it in deep.
Yeah, it's like a switch just got flipped on after that Lombardi goal, and you could just see another level here for this Bobcats team looking for the equalizer.
And the clearing attempt ends up in the Quinnipiac bench. 2:43 to go. Second period's now a 2-1 game as we take another look at the first collegiate goal for Michael Lombardi.
And a huge one. We got Daniel Winslow's first goal last night. Here's Lombardi here from behind the net. Great wraparound try. Hansen just a bit late. And there was also Winslow waiting in case that one didn't go in. Winslow would have buried it. He was right at the doorstep, but it is Lombardi's, and it's a one-goal contest.
Now Petrozelli plays it for Rafferty. Rogan Rafferty flips it to center. It was behind Falstrom and sent back the other way by the Dutchman. Backhanded in by Cole Meyer. Rafferty after it. Bouncing puck. Rafferty sends back behind the goal. 2:20 to go. Second period. 2-1 Union. Falstrom ahead to Whalen. Whalen on his off wing. Got it across to Rafferty. Jumped over his stick. Turnaround shot off the side of the goal. Rebound. Sent back to the other side. Whalen back to the left point. Cross ice. Rafferty fakes. His pass is broken up in front and then skated out by Union. Rafferty breaks that up, but his shot is over the glass and out of play with 1:53 to go. Second period, and Phil, that was the perfect description. It was like a light switch was flipped on as soon as the Bobcats got on the board. That net, as a road team that shift right after a goal, you kind of brace yourself.
Yeah, and the Bobcats get, by the way, on that goal, an assist from Tufto, giving him now a 5-game point-scoring streak, but it really was the work of Lombardi to do that, mostly on his own, taking the puck off the wall and scoring. And, on a night like this, when you give up that second goal, it was a bit demoralizing. I thought, this could go either way, but as you said, that next goal kind of changes the flavor of the game, and it's been huge for the Bobcats.
Now puck is loose in their zone. They fight for it along the near boards by the blue line. And finally it's controlled by the Bobcats. Feed on left wing was broken up by Estes and then cleared into the Quinnipiac zone. And the Dutchman will be called for icing with 1:05 to go here in the second period. 2-1 Union.
And the goal by Lombardi also reminds me of something that Rand said to us last night. You're not going to win. You're not going to win enough games to really, put a dent in this league if you don't get bottom six scoring. So, when you get chip-in goals from the Daniel Winslows and the Michael Lombardis of the world, they may not get 10, 15 in the season, but whatever they get is always huge, and sometimes the timing of those goals is major, as it was here.
And, from the goalie standpoint, he's going right to left to kind of, usually it's the short side when you come in on a wraparound, and when it goes to the far side, as it did, you're in trouble, and certainly Hansen was there. Now his shot deflected, loose in front. Oh, the Bobcats within inches of tying it. Now bodies hurtling all over the ice. Back pass. Chuksta, snapshot, loose in front. Clear to the point, but not out. Prisky had a bounce over his stick and has to come out and settle it down. Chuksta sends it back in. Stopped by Hansen with 35 seconds to go in the period. Bobcats controlling the play. Back comes Union. Well, they had Collias breaking towards the net. Bobcats in transition. Tufto took a hit at center ice, bounces right back up. Makes a couple of fakes, gains the blue line. Tufto, snapshot, and we're going to have a delayed penalty. And with 10.6 seconds to go here in the second period, the Bobcats once again will go on the power play.
It'll be their third, so they'll get some good power play time to start the second. It's an interference call on Vas Collias. So Collias goes to the box, the 5'10 junior from Schaumburg, Illinois, and he got caught up with a Bobcat and impeding his path out in the Union end. So now a big chance here. And we'll see the Bobcats, Rich, have had a couple good face-off wins for some quick shots. Prisky's out there right at the Quinnipiac logo, and it's Martin to take the draw.
And actually, Phil, I think it's Campoletto who goes off. Face-off win by Quinnipiac. Shot from the angle is wide. And that'll do it for the period. But the Bobcats will have 1:50 of power play time to start the third period. After trailing 2-0, the Bobcats get on the board on a goal by Michael Lombardi, his first goal as a collegian. 2 periods complete. We've got a great one going in Hamden. Union 2, Quinnipiac 1.
Who had a 1-0 lead after one. As we take a look at the second period highlights, get a big lift at 12:59. Josh Kosak played just 6 games so far this season, able to take the puck off the boards away from William Fallstrom, cut to the net, and then score on the rebound. But the freshman, Michael Lombardi, the wraparound with TJ Friedman, the setup on the goal, making it a 1-goal game, and then the Bobcats dominating for the remainder of the period as it's 2-1 through 40 minutes of play. And the shot disparity, you can watch it on the screen, 26-14, 17 in the second for the Bobcats, who will now have 1 minute and 50 seconds, Rich, of power play time to begin the third. And it will be of the utmost importance for our Rand Pecknold squad to get off to a quick start, really get Union back on their heels, and again, make that goaltender move a bit. He hasn't had to move very much. He did on the wraparound goal. You go watch that replay again, even on the overhead. He had to go from post to post to try to stop that. And when moving from post to post, he left that right side open. That's what allowed Lombardi to get the far side on that wraparound post. So you can see here there's an opportunity for the Bobcats if they can get Dalton moving.
Yeah, and again, taking nothing away from him, but a lot of the shots have been at him in his midsection, and he's done a nice job, though, of not allowing rebounds. A couple out-of-town scores, Dartmouth over Yale, 1-0 in the third. Harvard and Brown tied at 1-1. Quinnipiac doing a good job on faceoffs. They're +7 through 2. Odin Tufto has taken 15 draws, and he has won 10 of them. We are closing in on the start of period 3 Our second intermission continues right after this. 2-1 Union back here on ESPN+. We are back here in Hamden, Connecticut, where Union has a 2-1 lead over the Bobcats of Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac will begin the third period with 1:50 of power play time. Phil Jubileo.
Well, I think this game has had everything we've come to expect from it. You know, the number 12 and 13 teams in the country battling for ECAC supremacy. And, yeah, it's been a really tight contest. You know, Union had to go. They managed to lose last night down in Princeton, and they had to come back a couple of times. And now that role belongs to the Bobcats, who saw themselves down by a couple. And the Bobcats this season have trailed after 40 minutes of play 2 times, and they made up that 2-goal deficit on the road at Vermont when Chase Prisky and Odin Tufto scored big goals. Tufto got the game-winning goal in the final minute of the third period. And it will be up to the veterans, I think, in this third period to really put the Bobcats back on top in this game, first to tie it, and we'll see if they can take a lead for the first time.
It'll be the Tufto line. And Cole Meyer on the draw. There's Brogan Rafferty. Long drop to Prisky. To Fortunato, back to Prisky with speed through the neutral zone. Prisky, feet on the right, Tufto cuts in, loses control, and it's sent out of the zone. Rafferty couldn't keep it in.
Yeah, tough break. If Rafferty was able to get there in time, the Bobcats could have kept the zone and generated a little bit more after what was a really good rush to start things. That drop pass couldn't find a home, though, out in front.
Now Fortunato back, feet on right wing for Tufto. Pass ahead for Prisky. That just failed to connect. Now Tufto again, sends it back to the right point. Gets it back. Tufto. Back pass. Rafferty. Prisky. Well, he set up the one-timer. They play catch. Now to Tufto. Walks in. Sends it in deep. Centering one. And now it's cleared to the line and past Rafferty all the way down with 45 seconds left in the Quinnipiac power play.
Oh, that's a big clear in Union so far on this Bobcats power play. Pretty good job guarding the perimeter, keeping their sticks in the lane to prevent shots coming in from distance.
Well, Bongiovanni wasn't expecting the pass, and it becomes a turnover. Sent back in with 25 seconds to go. On the penalty to Campoletto. Bobcats try one more time. They gain the zone, send it in deep. Martin in after it, beaten to the puck. And DeLibertori has it to left point. Cross ice. Schuster thought about it. Now back to DeLibertori, but it was too high. And that'll do it for the penalty. So the Dutchmen have killed off the penalty. And now team skate at 5 aside. Feet on the left for Martin was broken up. And back comes Sapinski. Fights through. Shot. Oh, it's a good chance for Rinaldi there. Back comes Quinnipiac in transition. Estes broke it up. Tried to hit Rinaldi. And it's loose in the neutral zone as they fight for it in front of the penalty box. And ends up in the Union zone. And cleared around by Colias. At least he tried to. Broken up by the Bobcats. Loose along the near boards, and Rinaldi takes. For Parker Fu. Fu tries to drive through the check of Shiplow, but cannot. Now it's cleared to the line. Lombardi, the Quinnipiac goal scorer, flips it in. Skating in after it. Campoletto gets there, sends it up the left wing boards. Now skated out to center. Bobcats get it back. Sent into the zone, but no further, and controlled by Union.
Yeah, Dutchmen really good at getting the puck quickly out of their own zone. Bobcats, after that power play, no time for them in the offensive end.
Now Fu clears in. Back behind the goal. Schuster back for it. To Davidson. Now carried out of the zone by Schuster. Sends it in and they make changes. Hansen clears it along the boards. Broken up. Cleared to the line and now out. Now a race for the puck. Brogan Rafferty sends it off the wall but turns the puck over. Now sent back behind the goal. For Rafferty to Davidson. Got past him and then kept in the zone. Now the Bobcats will try and clear. Long pass ahead was behind Falstrom. Now Falstrom catches up with it. Good hustle by Falstrom. Sends it back to Rafferty. Wrist shot. Save. Loose in front. Now Rafferty controls. Sends it back behind the goal. And the Dutchmen just flip it out to center. Under 16 minutes to go.
That was good work by Kosick. You had two camouflage jerseys in behind the net. He somehow evaded them both.
And there was Joe O'Connor for Quinnipiac. And now back comes Meyer. Meyer sends it in deep. Walker after it. Sends back behind the goal for Morgan. Now Morgan hacked that from behind. Puck is loose and cleared out of the zone. Colias. Pass broken up. Now Joe O'Connor, the Hamden native.
It's a long shift for this fourth line. They better get off and change. It looks like they're starting.
Yeah, they are right now as the Tough Toes line is back out there. Bon Giovanni and DeYoung. But back come the Dutchmen. Vidmar in after it. Odin Tufto. And they can only clear it out to center where it's sent back in by Campbell. Good job on the forecheck here by the Dutchman. Bobcats finally clear the zone, and once again, it's sent right back in. Now Fu with a drive. Stick to side. Fu after it. That was Campbelletto in deep. They look to send it behind the goal. Now loose along the far boards. And Quinnipiac trying to clear, and they cannot. Now they finally do. Kicked out to center. And sent back in the other way by Morton. Which now has to spin to get away from one defender.
The Bobcats really having a lot of trouble getting those exit passes out. A lot of that due to the really strong forecheck. Union cycling off forwards. Continue to maintain pressure, and this group of defensemen have been out for a while.
And the Union has been pretty good on the walls of really sealing things off. Here's a long pass now for Whalen. And it's poke checked off his stick, and they fight forward along the near boards. Whalen goes down. Puck ends up at the right point. Schuster tries to keep in, cannot. And now he regains and sends back, and it's sent ahead. Trying to hit Whalen, too far for him. And now Martin gets to it first. Now back behind the goal. Looking to center.
Oh.
But no one can control for Quinnipiac and ends up on goal.
Yeah, Martin was right there at the base of the right circle. It was a good look. He would have had a good chance had he been able to keep that on his stick.
Estes back for it. Sent it back for Colias. And now it's cleared all the way down, and the Dutchmen are called for icing.
Yeah, Desi Burgart toward the end of that sequence before Union iced the puck had a nice opportunity to wrap around that time. Unlike Lombardi's goal from back in the second period, he tried to come around the near side post, and the goaltender Hansen had that sealed up pretty nicely to keep it a one-goal Dutchman lead.
Now the draw to the right of Hansen. Loose in the circle. And finally controlled out of the zone. There's a race for the puck. Rafferty there for Quinnipiac. And Colias back behind the goal. Looking to hit Morgan. Now Estes will pinch in. Send it back in deep. Morgan behind the goal. Send it the other way. Estes at the point. Fakes the shot. Now drives it. That snuck through off the mark. Rebound. Tried to send it in deep. Broken up by the Bobcats. Now Scott Davidson should be able to clear it out of the zone. And Davidson sends it down. Lombardi in after it. Cutting behind the goal. Maybe with wraparound thoughts on his mind again, but he's cut off. Kept it at the left point by Schuster. Shot almost snuck through. And it's fanned on, but the Dutchman able to clear the zone with just under 12 minutes to go. Schuster back for Quinnipiac. To the line. Hacked that from behind. Is able to get it in deep. Now Tufto in on the forecheck. Forces them back the other way. Colias sends it up the boards. Control that center ice. by the Bobcats. Now to the line. Well, back they come the other way. Parker Fu spun around. Back comes Campbell for Union, sending it in deep. Shiplow back for Quinnipiac. He spun around.
Oh, got a penalty coming up. Looks like they may get both sides here.
All right, penalties with 11:17 to go in the third period. Union 2, Quinnipiac 1. Details. All right, we are back in Hamden, Connecticut. 11:17 to go, third period. And Union has a 2-1 lead, Coincidental Miners.
Nope.
And
Tufto and Fu will go to the box here, and you see
they've changed
Fu.
it again, Phil. It is Shiplow.
Okay, so Fu's stick came up a bit high, and it was Shiplow who maybe embellished on what was a high sticking against Parker Fu. So we will see 4-on-4 once again.
I thought it was Shiplow, and then the scoreboard had Tufto, but it is Shiplow. So the team's skating 4 aside here in the third period.
It's the camouflage jerseys, Rich.
Yeah, they are tough.
It's fooling everyone tonight.
All right, here's Prisky trying to break out. Prisky goes down and takes Whalen with him. And puck ends up deep in the Quinnipiac zone. That was Falstrom. Took me a while to read the number. Campoletti broken up. Loose at the Quinnipiac line. Now nudged ahead by Whalen, but just to the line and sent back the other way. That was Campoletto, broken up by Quinnipiac. And Martin sends over to Liberatore with speed to the circle, shot, save, rebound. Ends up deflecting to center ice. Good rush.
That was a good play by Supinski, because after Liberatore's shot, you had Tufto clogging up the lane and Supinski lifting up the sophomore stick to prevent a rebound.
Drop pass ends up going back into the Quinnipiac zone. And race for the puck, won by Rafferty. Now Liberatore to the line. Gets it to Tufto. He sends cross ice. So he tried to get it in front to Rafferty, but it was broken up. And here comes Union in transition. Here's a 2-on-1. 2-on-1 Union. Shot, save, rebound, they score. Oh, you could see that one coming. Another odd man rush. First save was made by Petrozelli, but Anthony Rinaldi had 6x4 to shoot at, and Union once again has a 2-goal lead.
Oh, it's Sean Harrison coming down the left wing. Petrozelli stops him with the pads, but Rinaldi just had all sorts of time. The 13th forward tonight, the Montreal native, with his 3rd goal of the season, and the 4-on-4 continues to hamper the Bobcats. Once again, they're down by 2.
Now, Rinaldi, I believe, was a 17-goal scorer a year ago, Phil, so he doesn't need a GPS to find the net, and he didn't need much there as he gives Union a 3-1 lead. So Bobcats, once again, trailing by 2 as Meyer goes through center and sends it in deep. Friedman on it. He's beaten to the puck. He's loose in front. It was hacked at, but Quinnipiac comes away with it. Now once again is DeYoung broken up. Burgard tried to get it in deep. Fortunato, cross ice, and a long drive by Falstrom is blockered aside. Kept in by the Bobcats. Now sent back out into center ice. Fortunato for Quinnipiac. Fortunato carries, and his clearing attempt ended up in the Dutchman bench.
This is what happens when you have a veteran group like Union. A lot of seniors on the team, a lot of experience, and they're strong in the third. 5-0 so far when leading after 2.
3-1 Union. We're back with 8:53 to play. All right, back in Hamden, where the Quinnipiac Bobcats trail Union 3-1 with 8:53 to go, despite outshooting Union 30-18.
Now, we saw a lot of that last season here in Hamden when the Bobcats outshot their opponents in 30 of 38 games and still managed to lose 13 and tie 3 of those games. And it feels a little bit like one of those nights. Bobcats getting a lot of shot opportunities, especially in the second period. just not able to finish on a night like this.
Off the draw, the Bobcats send it in deep, back behind Hanson. Campbell sent it up the boards, and Rinaldi flipped it out to center. That ended up in the Quinnipiac bench.
And that started from back in the Union zone, so a very important offensive zone draw. We're back to where we were, Rich. The next goal, really a huge one in terms of whether the Bobcats can stay in this game or if it's 4-1. Last Saturday at Dartmouth, Rand Pecknold had a power play opportunity, pulled his goaltender down, 4-1 with a little under 10 minutes left. They give up the empty netter. But those are some of the things you're starting to see coaches do. We'll see if that happens if the Bobcats get another power play chance in this game.
Yeah, stick save Hanson. Rand was kind of at the front of that as someone who will pull goaltenders with 3-4 minutes to go instead of just maybe a minute and a half or whatever a lot of the coaches have done through the years. Puck back behind the Quinnipiac net.
They may need that tonight.
They may indeed. Back they come. Tufto sending it in deep. Now sent back the other way. It's tipped past Tufto and then cleared out to center. Not so easy to say. Race for the puck. Young. He gets bottled up. And now it's out of the zone. Estes back for it for Union. He goes cross ice to Colias. And they send it in deep. So Union just trying to get pucks deep, Phil.
Yeah, well, last night Rand talked about it. Sometimes your best defense is a good offense. The Bobcats had all that zone time, and it seems like Union's trying to take a page out of that playbook tonight.
Once again, they send it in deep. And cleared out to center. Bouncing puck controlled by Michael Ryan, who got it to Fu. Now taken back by Quinnipiac.
That one had a play.
Hit someone on the Union bench, and play is called with 7:09 to go.
It looks like it hit Jake Krupsky, the backup goaltender in tonight's game. He's normally the starter, so that'll bring the faceoff out to center ice with 7:09 left to play.
He's probably figuring I don't see enough rubber when I'm in the net. Here I'm on the bench, I got to make a save. Puck controlled by Union. They lead it with 7 minutes to go, 3-1. Send it in deep. Luke Shiplow back for it for Quinnipiac. Now sent back behind the goal. And still fighting for it. Now Quinnipiac is able to flip it out to center. Race for the puck. And the Bobcats.
Ooh, that's an interesting icing call there. It looked like it was a 50-50 puck by the time it got across the red line in the end.
Well, Rand Pecknold has his hands in the air as if to say, what's that about?
Yeah, I mean, he blew the whistle once a Bobcat actually had his stick on the puck, beating out that icing, racing down the wing. So a tough break here for the Bobcats as they are stuck back in their defensive zone with 6:35 to play.
He's giving it to one of the linesmen who's just looking at him and saying nothing.
Oh, I
can't blame
understand
him there.
his point of view for sure.
Sure. Estes keeps it at the right point. 6-save, rebound, score.
That's Rinaldi again.
Well, there's the result of that icing. Face off in the Quinnipiac zone. Puck ends up in their net, and it's now 4-1.
And Petrozelli gets caught moving here. Good face-off win. Estes pinching along the wall. Stick save. Rinaldi there. No one checks him. Easy goal for Rinaldi. His fourth of the season. So Pecknold, coach of Quinnipiac, upset about the icing call. Understandably so. And it turns into a goal essentially in the back of the net. And a 3-goal Union lead, their biggest tonight.
Yeah, Rand is still yelling, and you can't blame him for being upset.
Oh, no, not at all.
All right, play continues. Back behind the Union goal. And Bobcats keep it in to Young, but he loses control, and it's sent back out to center. Heading towards 6 minutes to go in third period. A big 3-goal hole the Bobcats trail. They flip it out into the Quinnipiac zone.
Well, let's hope the old standby comes true here, Rich. 3-goal lead, the worst in hockey.
That's right.
Bobcats would like that to be true here in the next 5:50.
Well, they have to act quickly. Deliberatore carries in, centering one, loose in front, and now cleared away. Flipped out to center. And sent back behind the goal. Rafferty there for Quinnipiac. That's kept in. Now a back pass. Back to Brierly. Wrist shot off the mark. And the rebound is played by Friedman. O'Connor gets it ahead. Looking to hit Winslow. Beaten to the puck by Brierly. Now it's cleared but kept in by Quinnipiac. Fu along the left wing. Poke checked by Friedman, but Fu gets it back. Now a player goes down for Union, causing a turnover. Shot to save. Another opportunity for Lombardi, but that was stopped by Hansen. Right point. Prisky's shot. Knocked down in front. Rebound sent back behind the goal. Lombardi to Friedman. Looking to center. Prisky drives one. Loose in front. Oh, Fortunato just missed. Davidson on the rebound. Loses control. And the Dutchman cleared out to center.
Another one of those missed opportunities where the rebound, this time by Fortunato, deflected away by just inches. We saw that late in the second period after Lombardi's goal. The Bobcats had a couple of quick chances that they weren't able to capitalize on. Let's take a look at the last chance here for the Bobcats. Just an absolute cannon by Prisky at the center point. Perfect one-timer. And then Fortunato with a wide-open net yawning. Hansen got caught going to his left, and he couldn't direct it in. And now we'll step aside with 4:22 to play on ESPN.
Face-off at center ice. 4-1 Union with 4:20 to go. Third period. And it's chipped into the Quinnipiac zone. Sent right back out. And Cassidy sends it in deep. Davidson in after it. Now Rinaldi overskates, but nudges it ahead off the skate of Chuksta, who sends back the other way. Davidson trying to get it to Cassidy. Fights through a check. Loose along the near boards. Now sent back in deep, but flipped along the boards by Union. And skated out by Rinaldi. Rinaldi sending it in deep. Or it's played by Petrozelli. Settles it down for Shiplow. Out to Cassidy. Flipping it into the zone. Falstrom in after it. 3.5 to go. And skated out by Kolias. And now back comes Whalen for Quinnipiac. Poke checked off his stick and sent out to center. Liberatore, long pass, broken up beautifully by Kolias who read the play. Kolias in deep, centering one. Blocked, rebound, loose in front, and score! Kosak went to his backhand to beat Petrozelli, and Union has a big 5-1 lead.
Well, Kosak picks up his second goal of the night. As you see him skating, or actually down the left wing, that was Vaskolias, who was able to drop that back, and then Kosak wins that puck battle against William Falstrom, a backhand short side along the stick handle side of the netminder Petrozelli, and it's now a 5-1 Union lead. The Dutchmen playing one of their best games of the season.
Oh, they certainly are. After a overtime defeat last night at Princeton, they have come into Hamden and having their way right now with the Bobcats with a 5-1 lead.
Yeah, it's the second straight Saturday in which the Bobcats had to face a team coming in off of a loss. Dartmouth last Friday got embarrassed as Ryan Schott goes out of play, and then here tonight, Union loses, a bit of a heartbreaker in overtime. So and the Bobcats have to see themselves facing a team that's, really hungry to get a win coming off a loss. In both cases, good teams.
And you have to come out and be ready to match their intensity.
Indeed.
Face off to the left of Petrozelli. And sent back in deep. Now Shiplow battling. And controlled by Lombardi, who sends it in deep. 2.5 to go. Here's Adams. Fu. Well, it's intercepted by the Bobcats, who cleared out to center. Shuksta ahead. Broken up. Estes. And Union is guilty of icing with 2:05 to go.
There'll also be a chance here after tonight for the Bobcats to regroup. Things don't get easy for them. They play Cornell and Colgate on the road next weekend, and then the Black Friday weekend series up in Maine this time around. You remember last year, Rich, Maine came down here and had 2 big victories over the Bobcats. So, Quinnipiac's going to look to exact some revenge in a couple of weeks, but next weekend is a couple of huge games against 2 very good teams.
Yeah, and a tough trip indeed. There's the Liberatore. Cross ice. Shot broken up in front. And now skated out, and Union just try and get it deep. Kill out the remaining time. 1:40 to go. As the Dutchman will salvage 2 points. Lead pass at center too far, and Union is called for icing with 1:24 remaining.
Meanwhile, the basketball programs got started this weekend. The women playing in Drexel yesterday. They were down for a lot of that game, but they came from behind. Trish Frabry-Scrod picking up the victory. Right now, though, the men playing number 9 Villanova at Wells Fargo Center, and it's not looking all that good for the Bobcats men's basketball team. Baker Dunleavy in his second season as head coach, but he finds his club down 27 to the Wildcats at halftime.
Yeah, returning to Villanova.
Yeah, that's never a friendly place to play.
Excellent program. Off the draw, shot by Cassidy is stopped. On the rebound, another shot, loose in front. Loose in front, still loose. Oh, good save. Cassidy got robbed by a sprawling Hansen.
That was his best save of the night.
Says Cassidy, check your wallet. You were robbed. Now puck is loose with 1 minute to go. Pass deflected in front by Falstrom. Gets it back to Shuksta. One-timer sails wide. Falstrom playing the rebound. Tries to get it in front. Shuksta holds in. Tried to drop it for Shiplow. Kept in the zone. Falstrom gets it in deep with 40 seconds. Cassidy turnaround shot, loose in the circle, and cleared out of the zone. And Friedman back for it. Firing it in. O'Connell after it. Sends back behind the goal. With just 15 seconds now remaining. Prisky shoots it wide as his consecutive goal-scoring streak about to come to an end.
Yeah, it'll end at 6 games, and Union will skate away with a 5-1 win. Tough one tonight, Rich, for the Bobcats, who kept it close. This was a 1-goal game after 40 minutes of play, and then Union gets a couple by Rinaldi in the third period. Is Anthony's third and fourth of the season, and then Josh Kosak also with a pair of goals tonight. And, Union, a veteran team, also ranked number 13 in the country, pulling away, as you would expect from a veteran-laden squad. But tough loss tonight for the Bobcats.
Yeah, it was. Again, as you said, it was a 1-goal game, and it was a 2-1 score, and the Bobcats on the power play to begin the third period. So, our thinking was that they can pop a power play goal right there. We're back even. Union was able to kill it off, and listen, kudos to them. Put a great road game. And as they shake hands, a much nicer ride home for the Dutchmen.